The territories here are so vast, your paws are beginning to strain, your throat dry. But luckily, the familiar bubbling sound of running water beckons your ears. You move closer to the source of the sound, finding a lively river winding around a lone island, covered with lush green reeds. It smells of rain and dew here. You feel immediately refreshed, but still on edge, knowing that there are cats that walk among these trees. As predicted, your rest is only momentary, as a lumbering, large cat approaches you. A foe, maybe? No. It's just Koy.
Greetings. Welcome to RainClan Territory. My name is Koy, and I'll be your guide today. Now, let me give you a brief outline of today's video. Well, first we'll be going over RainClan landmarks, telling you about RainClan Culture, introducing to you a few of their warriors, and lastly talking about the gameplay benefits to joining RainClan. Alright, ready? Drop the board! This is RainClan Territory. Let's start in the northeast, where RainClan's border meets AshClan, marked clearly with the Thunder Path wedged between them. The benefit of the path is clear. With such a strong line breaking apart their territories, it's uncommon for the two clans to have much conflict during border patrols. Thunder paths are generally considered unsafe, and not too many cats feel inclined to cross them. Of course, this doesn't always stop a foolish cat or a curious apprentice, but in most cases the Thunder Path serves to keep the peace. Lining the Thunder Path is the Burnt Stones. These are wide, flat stones with a notable black color, thus its name. These stones often collect random bits of two-leg trash and hide away small lizards and rodents. It can be a fun place to hunt, find some oddities to trade, or just absorb the heat of the sun. Slinking past the Burnstone is RainClan's winding river. This river acts as yet another barrier of protection for them, keeping them separated from Boulder Clan. And it is their central food source, the river containing fresh fish and fresh drinking water. Smooth roots peek out from the water like miniature mountains, engraved with the cat-scratch claw marks from RainClan cats of the present and past, showing just how important this river has been to the history of RainClan. Following the rich soil and dark grassy banks, we find the fishing place. This is where RainClan cats prefer to hunt, finding a more condensed area of fish. The shade from the willow trees helps hide their shadows, keeping fish unaware of a looming, hungry cat. The fish within the RainClan territory seem to prefer staying out of the light, therefore having their hunting patrols happen early in the morning and then later in the afternoon is the best bet for them getting a nice juicy meal. Beside the fishing place is the Crumbling Slopes, the northwestern border that marks along the Great Stones in Boulder Clan's territory. Beneficially, the Great Stones is the neutral territory, and rarely a cat is seen there unless an event or the gathering is taking place. Boulder Clan's territory slopes upwards, making it uncommon for RainClan to ever really see a border patrol. Though this doesn't exactly subside any tensions. RainClan is not a fan of Boulder Clan's great view to their territory. Accusations of spying are often thrown around, so the crumbling slopes tend to be very heavily monitored to look out for any prying eyes. The slopes themselves are rarely climbed at all. The dirt there is loose and difficult to scale, making it far too dangerous for most cats to explore. Most of what can be found there are certain herbs that prefer the looser soil, and occasionally some scrawny trees. Lastly, wrapped comfortably in lush green reeds on the bountiful river is RainClan's camp, a small island of warped driftwood and leaning willow trees. RainClan cats sleep soundly hearing the water bubble and rush past, finding comfort in its protective current, making the camp trickier to invade than most other camps. RainClan's camp is mostly made up of hollowed old logs, decorated with paints and smooth pebbles from the bank. Long grassy reeds make for good weaving material, creating doors or protective nets for their herbs and tools in case of a flood. Moss is easily found out on the outskirts of their islands thanks to their marshy grounds, and the willow trees' soft leaves make for good bedding too. What a beautiful territory. It sounds bountiful of prey and certainly has plenty of water, but what are the cats like within RainClan? What's it like living there? Let's touch on the basics first. In 3 words, RainClan is clever, mischievous, and fierce. RainClan cats are known to be very observant. They pay attention to any information you can learn from the other clans. This is due to RainClan's more militaristic mindset. They understand the shifting tides of war and know that allies last for only so long. RainClan cats try to learn anything they can. Fighting and hunting techniques, possible weaknesses within territories, or maybe a strife that might be affecting that clan. From there, if alliances go south, RainClan is ready to use this knowledge against them. These tactics aren't a secret, and despite this, in times of need, clan cats can't always avoid working with RainClan. While this may seem like a dirty trick, the intent is to remain safe. RainClan knows knowledge is power. Maintaining the upper paw during an alliance agreement ensures RainClan benefits the best they can from a possible alliance. RainClan cats are known for being logical and efficient, focusing on the now. Due to this, they aren't very religious and often disregard things that are unexplainable or vague. The clan Stone Teller is treated as someone who can predict the weather rather than a spiritual guide. Any visions or possible prophecies are met with an eye roll or tend to just be brushed off. In a way, RainClan dislikes hearing about the visions due to an unspoken fear that discussing such things can make them come true. So in most cases, Stone Tellers keep quiet and distant from their clanmates. They are rarely needed, and yet when things become dire, the clan does cast their eyes towards the one who listens to the stars. Because our clan isn't something RainClan finds important, the clan instead became attached to their social lives. Gossip, rumors, and information go between their lips like wildfire. Having a quick wit and a sharp tongue is something most RainClan cats are armed with. Being in the know extends beyond sneaky blackmail tactics. This one reaches into every aspect of social life for a RainClan cat. If a RainClan cat starts asking you about yourself, it may be smart to keep quiet about more personal matters in the conversation. As these conniving clan cats would say, words are slippery fish. So how would you survive such a complex social landscape? Well, luckily you'd be trained in speech. Young apprentices are taught diplomacy skills, knowing it's important to talk first before fighting. While yes, there is some mischief to be had for a RainClan cat, it's essential to know how to disengage a conflict. For the apprentices who have done well in their training, they are lucky enough to become far more involved in diplomacy rather than battle. A mediator is one of the highest honors within the clan. To RainClan, disengaging a conflict is the best way to win a war. Among the other pleasures RainClan cats enjoy, trade is a huge one. They were the first clan to ever enact trade, after RainClan began developing tools. RainClan wanted to examine and use them as well, figuring exchanging goods could get them what they wanted. Trade also benefits RainClan's love for control. RainClan dry out meadows and keep them as food stock during leaf bear, meaning they are one of the few clans who do not struggle in the cold months. This control over food sources gives them more opportunities to work with those who are vulnerable. RainClan cats also enjoy competitive moss ball, playing it in the grassy fields of the fishing place, or on the river whenever it's frozen over. Playing games and competing is another great social activity, and keeps cats of all ages exercising and bonding. To RainClan, remaining in shape mentally and physically is important. Battle training is one thing, but sports accentuate the bonding RainClan cats absolutely love to do. So, RainClan sounds pretty neat, don't they? Well, it's one thing for me to tell you about them. How about we meet a few clan cats?
I'm the clan's mediator. Communication, treaties, deals, these are all very important to RainClan. If you join us, you too learn the ways of speech. Our apprentices are trained young in the art of talk. You see, talking is another kind of weapon, one sometimes more powerful than claws. It's all about listening, really. Sharp ears make poised tongues.
You are very brave to travel here alone. Having a strong heart is important to RainClan cats. It's important to follow your own strength and knowledge rather than depend on forces unseen. That is the key to our survival.
Follow orders. Stay out of Echostar's way. Actually, stay out of my way too. And yeah, that pretty much covers it.
A lot of cats complain about the taste of fish. I don't get it. Sure, the flavor is potent, but that's what makes it good. Don't let the other clans discourage you just based on the grub alone. Fish soup. My favorite.
So, now that you know about life in RainClan, let's talk about the benefits of playing as a RainClan cat mechanically. Every clan gets a boost in one ability score and skill. For RainClan, they get a +1 intelligence. This is due to their calculative nature and cleverness. For skill, a +1 in swim, thanks to the growing up beside a river all their lives. RainClan is protected by the spirit of the alligator, meaning if a player is RainClan's Stone Teller, specifically a guardian, an alligator will be the animal they harness the power of. Now that's an animal I wouldn't want sneaking up on me. Here are some example sheets using RainClan as inspiration. Now that you learned some more about RainClan, what do you think? Will you be joining their ranks? Don't decide too quickly. There's still 3 more clans left to explore. But it was pretty cool to learn about them, huh? Come on, let's head back to the Great Stones and leave RainClan to their whispering.